What's up, guys? SpartanCat, and in today's Battlecats video, I'm ranking the best unit in each rarity. So we're going to go from Eraser Cat all the way to Gaia, and I'm going to explain why each of them are the best in their rarity, but I'm also going to pit them up against each other and see if each of them fall into the S, the S+, or the double S category. A couple disclaimers. Last video when I did this with the worst units in each rarity, a lot of people pointed out why there were no collab units on the list, and the reason why is because the entire list would be collab units, so there will be no collab units in this list either. Just for that one reason, I don't want this to be a collab units list. And also, as I said, I'm going to be ranking them together and see if they're an S, or double S. But getting into the video, we have our first unit, who is going to be Eraser Cat, and Eraser Cat is going to fall into double S. And he is essentially the best me shield in the game. Maybe not even essentially, he might just be the best me shield in the game. Very powerful. He's the second unit you unlock in the entire game, so you're going to have him for the entire journey, and he's an incredible meat shield. You could put him in generalist lineups, you could put him in specialist lineups, you could put him in stages that are tight in cash, you could put him in just about anything because he's not overly expensive, he's very powerful, and he's a very versatile unit. So he's going to fall in S because nobody else does the job like him except for his crazed counterpart, which, he's very powerful as well. And for our special, we have Awakened Mohammad Cat, and I'm going to put Awakened Mohammad Cat in S+, and the only reason Awakened Mohammad Cat doesn't get double S is because of how situational he is, and also how a meat shield or one wrong move or setting him out at the wrong time could completely ruin your run and maybe cost you a stage. That's really about it. But other than that, Awakened Mohammad Cat is incredible, and for the time you get him in the game, you get him before you'll get any fantastic Ubers, more likely than not. So as soon as you beat Bun Bun, you're equipped with a formidable weapon that is Awakened Mohammad Cat, and he rushes. Every time he gets knocked back, he springboards and attacks again, and he has roughly 30,000 DPS at level 30. That is bonkers. So he's going to go on S+, and his situational tendencies are the only reason he's not in double S, but he is on par with just about every Uber in the game, even the top Ubers in terms of DPS and efficiency. Moving on, this one took me a little bit to think about of, who was the best rare, because there's a lot of rares that are great in a lot of situations. There's a lot of rares that are meant to deal with one trait, a lot of specialists. I thought about Ramen, I thought about Paris, but going in S+ is going to be Cameraman. And Cameraman is very versatile, not just against this niche, against floating enemies, but in general as a spammable AoE attacker. And throughout the entire game, he ages like fine wine. You could use him in just about any stage. He is incredibly powerful thanks to his survivability, so he gets killed, but he still has another life, so he could easily get another shot or two off. And he's spammable, and he has good enough stats to allow you to get very deep into the game with him. And, as I said, it took me a bit of thinking, but I believe it's clear Cameraman comes on top. My super rare that I picked is Cancan, and Cancan's also going to go in S+, similarly to Awakened Mohammad Cat. Stat-wise, he's an absolute powerhouse. He's incredibly strong for his price, especially. He's pound for pound, price for price. He's probably the most efficient unit in the game because he costs 675 cents and he produces at an uber rare level. So that's definitely something. And yeah, the only reason I don't put him in double S is because the single target really screws his stuff up. But it is nice, in my opinion, the talent that gives you double money for killing enemies, because he has a lot of DPS, he has a lot of damage per shot, so he kills a lot of the stuff he hits, especially if it's a meat shield or a weak peon, and he brings in a ton of money. And due to his low cost, he is great to bring in a tight stage where you might only get one or two opportunities, and he'll double that money. So, phenomenal unit. I think he beat Manic Eraser. That was a very tough one for me to make decision-wise, but I thought he came on top, and we do already have an Eraser on the list. So, let's see. Next, I know this was going to be controversial, and I think they're both amazing in their own ways. I'm going to start things off with Casually right here, and I'm going to put her over the rest of the units, but not quite an SS. And she is a very, very powerful crowd controller. She has up to 675 effective range, and a guaranteed level 3 surge is very powerful in accordance with her already decent 3000 DPS. But now you add a level 3 surge, so she has a ton of DPS. Guaranteed curse for 4.5 seconds. She is very powerful in middle game, even middle late, and late as well. But she is incredibly powerful as a backliner. Just very powerful. And I did a top 10 Ubers list, I believe, a month or two ago, and I put her in 2, and I put Matama in front of her, but I did some reflection and realized Matama's a top 5 Uber, but she isn't first. So, yeah, that's the distinction I made. And another guy who I'm gonna have to put on the same level. They could both be an SS depending on the situations, but I'm gonna have to put Phono in that list as well. And he absolutely obliterates traded enemies. No, it's not even funny. He has 600 standing range, so we're talking Aphrodite range, and he's doing, geez, I don't know, 12 or 13,000 DPS against traded enemies. That's ballistic. I'm sorry, but that's ballistic. He's doing frontline rusher DPS from 600 range away against all traits that are non-traitless. That is insane to me. He is incredibly powerful in terms of DPS. Yeah, the real separation between Casley and Phono is one is a great crowd controller and one is a great damage dealer, and they're both incredibly powerful at their own things. So that's why I put them on the list together. And just to clarify, I no longer believe Matama is the greatest Uber in the game. And similarly to Phono, going in SS is going to be Gaia, the creator. And Gaia, you thought Phono was powerful with 12,000 DPS. Gaia has 29,000 effective DPS against traded enemies. That's right, she does insane damage against traded enemies with up to 550 effective range. So we're talking a bit less than Mina, but still incredibly powerful. I'd like you to think of Chronos, because Gaia also has multi-hit attack. So think of Chronos with 29,000 effective DPS. No freeze, obviously, but think of something like Chronos doing that much. That is absolutely insane, and I think Gaia beats just about every unit on this list, except for my boy Eraser. We can't disrespect our elders like that. Like my subscriber Ren White said in the comment section, don't disrespect your elders. And, we just can't disrespect Eraser Cat. Eraser Cat is the GOAT. He's been the GOAT, and I don't think any unit really touches him. But in terms of, being serious, Gaia is absolutely insane. And, yeah, as I said, at level 30, 29,000 effective DPS against traded enemies. That's at level 30. I mean, just think of what happens if Gaia gets a true form coming down the road or something, going down the road, or you even get her up to 40 or 50. She is insane, and I have nothing else to say about her besides she's nuts in terms of how much damage she does. And all the units in S Plus are very powerful. And you know what's nice? The S tier got left out, so I think I did something right. I think I picked the right units. But if I didn't, or if you guys do think I did, which would be nice, make sure to let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think. And also, if you enjoyed the video, consider turning on notifications so you never miss an upload. Like, subscribe, and don't forget, as I said, comment your thoughts down below. But SpartanCat signing off, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.